Hello, everybody. This is another episode of Real Talk. My name is Devlin, president of Real Consultants Mortgage and Real Estate Services. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing some Q&A on some questions that I received on via DM, email, and actually some colleagues called me up. I'll start right now. Question one: how much does an ADU cost? ADU is a new thing. It's been kicked around for a while. Accessory dwelling unit. People are making additions to their houses, whether to get some rental income or maybe have their mom move in, and they really want to know how much does it cost. Well, that's kind of a loaded question because obviously the cost could be from $100,000 to $1,000,000 in cents. But what I found out is usually these ADUs are $100 to $200 a square foot, depending on the area you're in. So, for instance, if we're in San Francisco, we're going to be paying maybe the $200 a square foot. But if we're in Fresno, California, we're going to be paying $100 a square foot. But let's also factor in that's not including the permits, because that's just for building materials. So permits, you got to add another $20,000 to $30,000, and your architect, schematics, drawings, and whatnot, that's another $10,000, $20,000. So on a thousand square foot ADU, you're looking at either maybe $140,000 to $240,000 to get the whole job completed, and it could take between 3 to 6 months. And on a future episode, I'm going to have one of my the owner of the gym that I used to go to. He's doing an ADU right now, and I wanted to bring him in and actually have somebody with real experience, the pros and cons, and things to look for, because obviously with that ADU, everybody may think it's real easy to do, and maybe some people are pitching it, but it's really not that easy. And I'd rather you as the viewers kind of get it firsthand from somebody who's doing it themselves. Question number two, and forgive me, I'm just reading exactly this one. Was a DM question, so maybe there's some grammatical errors. Aside from the loan, how much does it cost to buy a home? It's a pretty straightforward, simple question. Obviously, we have the down payment. Whether you're going to be putting 3.5% down, which is the minimum down payment for an FHA loan, or you can put as much money down for a conventional loan. Aside from your down payment, we have closing costs, which closing cost, a good rule of thumb is 3% of your sales price. So, for instance, if you're buying your sales price is $500,000, your closing cost should be about $15,000. Or if you're doing a refinance, I would say 3% of your loan amount, which could be a little bit lower than that. So really, that's what it is. That's pretty much what it is, 3% of rule of thumb for everybody. Question number three. What is the difference between being pre-qualified and pre-approved? This is a good question, actually. This one actually was an email, and this is actually a new person I was watching. So being pre-qualified is you coming and meeting with your loan officer or over the phone, and then they basically just run your credit, so they know what your credit score is, and you're telling them how much you make. You say, I make $100,000 a year. Okay, how much debt do you have? I don't know, minimum debt of $1,000 a month. So on a pre-qualified, we're just taking that information and going based on what you're telling me. Yeah, I could probably do this, or we could probably do that. Your rate's probably this. So big difference for being pre-qualified or pre-approved. I'm sorry, because with a pre-approval, we take the credit that we ran, and you actually come in or email us, send it, scan it, whatnot, and we look at your financials. We look at your W-2s. We look at your pay stubs. We look at your tax returns. Okay, we look at everything, and we actually have it in front of us, as opposed to you telling us over the phone, yeah, I make X amount of dollars. Now we know how much you really make, because sorry to say, in my experience, there's been a lot of people that say they make X amount of dollars, when we actually get in front of them, they go, well, they really don't make as much money as they thought they did. Therefore, we're adjusting numbers, and that's why the first one was just pre-qualified, and now we're actually giving you a full pre-approval. That'll do it for Real Talk. Again, my name is Devlin, and if you have any questions that you want to get me to go over, please DM me, email me, call me, send me smoke signals. I'll answer your questions. Thank you very much.